All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever really thought about what a self-sustaining referral system looks like? I mean, deep down at the technical level? Well, today we're not just talking theory, we are breaking down the actual technical blueprint for an engine that's built for, you guessed it, perpetual growth.
And boom, we're kicking things off right where the magic happens. See, when a system like this boots up, it's not just, running some code. It's deploying a really smart set of rules, a logic set that's specifically designed to turn your happy clients into new business, all on its own. This is ground zero.
So to really wrap our heads around this, we've got to meet the cast of characters. I want you to think about this system less like a single piece of software and more like a well-oiled team. Each part has a very specific, very important job to do. First up, we have the success sensor. This thing is basically the system's eyes and ears. Imagine it just sitting there, constantly watching your project management tool. In this case, it's Airtable. And it's just waiting for that one specific signal. A project complete tag or a milestone hit status. The second it sees that, bam, it kicks the whole process into gear. Okay, next is the intelligence layer, and honestly, this is the real game changer. It's what stops us from being just another dumb, blind automation. This is the brain of the whole operation. It uses AI to make absolutely sure that when a message goes out, it's not some generic spam. No, it's personal, it's relevant, and it's sent at the perfect time. But wait, who's in charge here? Who's telling all these different pieces what to do and when? Well, that would be the orchestrator. It's like the director of our little play. Using something like Make.com, its whole job is to connect everything together and make sure every action happens in exactly the right order. It's the central command, the hub that guarantees the whole show runs flawlessly. Now, what's a referral system without the reward, right? That's where the reward engine comes in. This part handles that super important step. The second a referral becomes a success, this engine instantly sends out a real, tangible, branded reward. It's that wow moment for your client, that little hit of delight that makes them want to do it again. And it all happens automatically. And last but not least in our cast of characters, we have the growth bridge. Think of this as the system's voice. It takes those super smart, personalized messages cooked up by the brain, and its only job is to make sure they get delivered reliably every single time. It's the communication pipeline connecting our automated world to your real-world clients. All right, so we've met the whole team. Now, let's see how they actually work together. We're going to follow the data as it moves through the entire system. And I want you to picture it like water flowing through a channel. Each component we just talked about directs that flow, pushing it along to the next stage, all the way to the end goal. The whole thing breaks down into 5 clear steps. First, you've got milestone detection. From there, the water flows into sentiment verification. Then that triggers the request deployment, which in turn leads to the incentive execution. And to close it all out, it all feeds back into what's called a verification loop. See? It's a really clean, really logical flow. Okay, this next part is so important. This system is smart. It doesn't just spam every single client asking for a referral. No way. In that second step, sentiment verification, there's a critical check. The brain, our intelligence layer, makes sure the client is actually happy. We're talking a 5-star rating. It's a gatekeeper that ensures you're only asking your absolute biggest fans, which, as you can imagine, makes a huge difference. So once the system finds a happy client, a certified 5-star fan, the orchestrator gives the green light. The intelligence layer gets to work, whipping up that personalized, context-aware message, and then the growth bridge sends it on its way. Again, this isn't some generic email blast. It's a very specific request that's directly tied to the project they just had a great experience with. So what does that actually look like for a real person? Let's walk through it. Say your client's name is Jane. She's super happy, she gets the request, and she refers a friend, Tom. The moment Tom signs on the dotted line, the system knows. Instantly, the reward engine kicks in, and Jane gets a notification that her reward is on its way. It's fast, it's seamless, and it makes Jane feel great about helping you out. Okay, so we've seen the mechanics. But what's the actual impact on a business? What's the bottom line? Well, let's put the old way of doing things side by side with this new automated approach. Because really, it's the difference between growth that's stuck in the mud and a growth loop that goes viral. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? Over here on the left, you've got stagnant growth. That's all manual effort, right? Hitting people up when you think of it, which means your outreach isn't consistent and your cost to get a new customer is sky high. But then you look to the right, at the viral referral loop. It's automated, it's always on, and it builds this incredible self-sustaining cycle where your growth feeds itself and your acquisition costs just fall through the floor. And that right there brings us to what is, in my opinion, the most powerful idea in this whole blueprint, the self-sustaining loop. This is where we go beyond just getting a one-off referral. We're talking about a system that's literally engineered to feed itself, to create growth that just keeps going. Here's how it works. This is the absolute key. Remember Tom, the new guy Jane referred? Well, once Tom becomes a happy client and hits his own project milestones, guess what? The system plugs him right back into the very beginning of the process. The success sensor is now watching his account, waiting for the signal to start the cycle all over again. Every single successful referral becomes the seed for the next wave of referrals. And the best part, you can track all of this. For every single referral that comes through the pipeline, the system logs how much it reduced your customer acquisition cost. That means you get 100% ROI tracking. You can see right there in black and white exactly how this engine is not just paying for itself, but actively making your growth cheaper and more efficient. So what's the end result of all this? It's two things. First, organic velocity. That's growth that feels natural but happens fast. And second, automated authority. Your reputation, your client base, it all expands on its own without you having to grind it out every single day. And that combination, it's incredibly powerful. And that really just leaves us with one big question to chew on, doesn't it? Just think about it for a second. What would it mean for your business if your very best, happiest customers could become your most effective and totally automated sales force? Look, this whole blueprint we've walked through is designed to turn that very question into a reality. If you want to dig deeper into the technical side of things and see how it all fits together, you can find out more over at Business Goto. That's at businessgoto.ca.